All right, it is nearly the full moon. I was speaking earlier, precognition of an old loop, an old ancestral loop. Just think cyclically, fractally, logically, systematically for a minute. Cycles, yuga cycles, etc. Cycles of self, cycles of relation. That's the lemon skate energy. And when they collapse and break, they form anew. And we're like that individually. Did you break that? You peeled that off? That was a living flower, for crying out loud. That thing is a divine. Can I have it real quick? Smells good. We need all the flowers we can get. The bees need our help. The kitten? Okay. Yeah, well, I'm talking. Here you go. You can seduce Rocky with this. That doesn't. Okay. I know what I was talking about now, but that's life, you know. You balance life. So PTSD, it's not just an individual thing, it's in the unconscious. It's an echo. It's the promise of an act to resonating in whatever that experience is until it matures, and then you're able to release, because the maturity is where the divide between you and expectation or experience was cast. And it asks you to step into that, and that's just you growing into something, the unknown, and it's the unknown brings up all the emotions. It touches all the passions. It's potential. It's not just negative, it's positive. And we cycle in and out of those awarenesses because we're in relation to each other and to ages and seasons and cycles from which we don't even truly understand, but we got a loose language that we can relate to. And in all honesty, you don't need a loose language if you're in tune with your own intuition. And it's not easy to do in this world because most people are not rewarded for being authentic. And when you're authentic, or you're trying to figure out who you are, you're releasing the resonance of the echo response and you're tuning into something else. And that's what you carried into this life. That's the spirit of human heritage, the fire we all hold. And it's not easy to know. But I read the patterns, I feel the energies. The language, as in expectation, is loose. It's probabilities and potentials. But for me to have gotten to the point I'm at with that, it's because I thought a lot about it. I felt into it. And that doesn't mean that I'm right. It just means that's where I'm at right now. So I don't want to be a parrot, some doom and gloom person who just speaks about all change is negative. But you have to be honest with yourself in the situation, and you have to see that there's strange manipulation going on. And you have to stop dividing the higher layers of existence into broken up demographs. It's one entity, energy, season, flow happening through established form. And the change is up for grabs, and it's up to us to grab the change for ourselves. And in that, you probably realize a lot of your delusions or illusions are echoes of the past. You know, you might have been right in some ways, but you weren't entirely right, and that's a good sign, because it means you are changing. And when you can recognize, it's when you can accept it and learn from it. And that's when spirit can rise through you and you can bring life into form. And we get caught up in our own spells sometimes, and the world does shake up and do things so that we wake up. And yeah, there are people who know the keys of consciousness in a way. But when you try and harness potential and create probabilities, you sacrifice your own growth to form, and we're in the echoes of old forms now. You can honor the spirit of the old forms by bringing Uranus into the equation, you know, staring back into the abyss through a new sense of self, realizing you have broken from the casting of the old age, of the old experiences. The value of the stone is being uncovered within you. And as you bring it into the light of the sun, that's when you feel the fire, and that's when you know your flows. And your flows are in resonance with these other cycles, and it keeps you honest, keeps you from knowing it all. And that's how you use your ignorance wisely. Now, to help yourself in reality to create true unity, how can you help yourself in relation to establishment? All the tears, as in the changes, there are polarities. There's not just one dynamic happening. There's consequences and opportunities in those relations. When you are in tune with something pure within, and you may not know what it is or hold it, but you sense it, and you're following that, you're not pulled into the wake of the gravity of opposition. You're pulled in so much as you know before it crosses the boundaries of what is pure within you, and you do not fall prey to it. And when enough people are in that condition, then they rise into something different, and it becomes the duality again. And it's a natural split division energy, creative flow. And so keeping tunnel vision and self-fulfilling prophecies of illusions and delusions in mind, in heart, then you can be aware of your own entrainments and the changes in what you're experiencing, seeing, feeling, hearing, all the senses. Trying to calibrate the instrument of the self as good as you can. to show love and honor and value to yourself so that you awaken what that energy is in relation, and the world becomes resonant with that, no matter what is going on. So I feel getting in nature where the air is clean, the water is clean, the energy, the flora and the fauna are alive. That is a powerful investment for the self in these times. If you're sensitive, that's probably the best place to rejuvenate who you are, the spirit, to reacquaint the fire of the self with the felt presence of experience. To culture yourself in that way, through the natural laws of existence, at least as natural as it is here on Earth. And that's recasting the children of the cosmos through the archetypes of Uranus, Gaia, Saturn, and so many more. I mean, every culture that we know of has ideas for these energies, because it's metaphysical language for the fabric of existence, but it's only as good as your application of whatever that knowledge holds for us. So you got to find out the meaning of it, and in that process of finding the meaning, you find meaning in who you can be, who you have been, who you are. And once you start to sniff up on that and pick up the scent, then you can tell other people are in their own divine, discordant processes as well. And if you're going to be here for yourself, you might as well be here for them, if only by example. Example to polarity's pole, whatever you allow it to be what it is for whoever is in relation. It's easier said than done, but it's a cultivation worth pursuing. It's a good investment in yourself and understanding your worth. To bring the value of the fire into unity with this established foundation, so that in the cracks new fruits may bloom, crops may grow, trees may grow. It's a strange symbiosis, the stuff between chaos and order. That's where all the magic lives. It's life. All right, so I caught the Leo King's breakdown of the Capricorn full moon today. He's one of the best astrologers out there, I would have to say, as far as reading reality. I don't know if it's him or his team, but he's got the right information. He has a good perspective on things. He is locked into the transformation of Capricorn, though. So there is a place and a time for perspective, and a lot of the perspective, it's in resonance with these times. But I feel there's always a deviation between you and others and perspectives, and in those places, that's where this transformation comes. Now, if you follow the signs of life, the symbology of life, imagine a situation here. You're walking down the street, you come to an intersection, you see a bald eagle land on a tree, and then all of a sudden a crash happens right next to you in the street, and all these people run and everyone's yelling, and then it just pulls you into that. And you forget about the eagle, you look back and it's gone. And there was a message in there. There was a pull. That's how life is. Always happening like that. We lose what could be because of what is. And it's not just because of us, it's because of the relation, the epigenetics, the gravity of belief. It's contagious. And so that's why forging your own, cultivating your own is a very powerful and dangerous thing in this world. Because once you're acquainted with the power, you have to learn how to use it. And what is that power? It's a sense of yourself as a value to reality, because you know that all individuals are valuable. And you know that all collectivists are valuable too, because they give the distinction, the reason. They constitute the body from which the spirit rises in the fabric of culture. And so if you are called to rise into your own individual nature, then you are one of them. You are blooming in dark times. And so now the bloom, it represents something, and that's what you're figuring out. The value of the cultivation of belief. Knowing where that tension is best served, served as you being a conduit for creative expression. So you can channel a pure expression of who you can be in reality. And I guess if there ever was a time, it's these times, because greed isn't going to motivate people soon. At least greed of money and possession. It's greed of spirit which will drive people. And this is going to be a fervent return to the old belief systems and to the new ones. People will be feeling the blaze of the maturation of spirit through where they project their energy, where they put their focus, what they find resonance with. And not everyone, no matter where you're at, is the same. We're all in different processes of develop our conscious awareness. So this is what drives us to bloom. This is the cycling of the day and the night, shaking off the residue of the past. We're coming into some strange energies. It's important to know potentials. So asking the right questions at this time is a good idea. It will help strengthen the conviction of something you've felt, knowing that you are worth every good thing that you can help to draw near you, that you can help to cultivate within you, that you can help to share. That even in this chaotic world, as crazy and messed up as it can be, we've still made a lot of progress consciously. And like we do collectively, we do individually. And when you're feeling that urge individually, that's a good sign. That helps everyone else. All right. I guess that's all I wanted to say. So thanks for watching, listening, and being.